The Kennedy half-dollar, one of the most iconic coins in United States history, carries with it not just monetary value but an enduring symbol of legacy, remembrance, and American pride. Introduced in 1964 to honor the memory of President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination in November 1963, this coin quickly became a beloved piece of American heritage. The design, size, composition, and evolving value of the Kennedy half-dollar tell a fascinating story that connects the American people to their nation's most emotional moment in modern history. The coin was authorized by Congress within weeks of Kennedy's death, showing the immense impact he had on the hearts of citizens. Sculptor Gilroy Roberts designed the obverse featuring Kennedy's distinguished profile, while Frank Gasparo created the reverse with a presidential coat of arms, an eagle holding arrows and an olive branch, encircled by 50 stars representing the states. The first 1964 Kennedy half-dollars were struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, with a diameter of 30.6 millimeters and weighing 12.5 grams. This initial silver composition made the 1964 issue extremely popular, as millions of Americans hoarded them as keepsakes rather than spending them, making circulation pieces surprisingly scarce despite massive mint production. Collectors cherish these early silver coins not just for their intrinsic metal value but for their emotional connection to a fallen leader. As years passed, the composition of the Kennedy half-dollar changed due to rising silver prices and public hoarding. In 1965, the mint reduced the silver content to 40%, using a clad composition of silver and copper-nickel layers to preserve the coin's silvery look while lowering costs. From 1971 onward, the coin transitioned entirely to a copper-nickel clad composition, eliminating silver from circulating issues. However, special collector editions, proof sets, and silver versions were periodically released for numismatic enthusiasts. Despite these changes, the Kennedy half-dollar never lost its status as a symbolic coin. Many Americans continued to hold on to them as lucky charms, keepsakes, or family heirlooms. While most modern Kennedy halves rarely circulate today, they remain an essential part of U.S. mint production, especially for collectors. The obverse portrait of John F. Kennedy remains virtually unchanged, still symbolizing hope, courage, and progress. When it comes to collectible value, not all Kennedy half-dollars are created equal. The 1964 issue, particularly those struck at the Denver Mint with a D mint mark, are among the most sought after. High-grade examples, or those with special die varieties, can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. One especially rare variety is the 1964 proof accented hair variety, believed to be among the first proof strikes made before the final design modification. The accented hair feature shows more prominent hair detail above Kennedy's ear, a subtle difference but one that collectors instantly recognize. Some proof versions of the 1964 Kennedy half-dollar have been auctioned for over $20,000 depending on condition and certification by grading companies such as PCGS or NGC. In later years, special issues such as the 1966 SMS, Special Mint Set, Coin, the 1970D, and the 1998 S-Matte Finish Silver Proof are among the standout rarities. The 1970D, for instance, was not released for general circulation but only included in mint sets, making it an essential key date in the series. The Kennedy half-dollar has also become famous for its remarkable error coins, some of which are among the most valuable minting mistakes in U.S. coinage. Examples include the 1964 D double die obverse, the 1974 D double die obverse, the 1968 S-proof with cameo frost variations, and the astonishing 1971 D silver planchet error, where a few coins were mistakenly struck on leftover 40% silver blanks from 1970. These accidental silver coins from 1971 have sold for upwards of $12,000 to $15,000 in top condition. Another fascinating piece is the 1964 SMS, Special Mint Strike, Kennedy half-dollar, of which only a handful are known to exist, likely created for internal testing or as presentation pieces. One example sold for over $100,000 at auction, an extraordinary value for a coin that was never meant for circulation. Beyond rarity and value, the Kennedy half-dollar's cultural symbolism is unmatched. It reflects a period of mourning and unity after a national tragedy and continues to embody the youthful optimism associated with the Kennedy era, often referred to as Camelot. Collectors and historians see it not just as a coin, but as a reflection of the American spirit during a time of profound change. Even in its later copper-nickel forms, the Kennedy half-dollar maintains an elegant shine, a bold portrait, and a presence that sets it apart from other denominations. Its size and weight make it instantly recognizable. Larger than a quarter but smaller than a silver dollar, It feels substantial in the hand, a fitting tribute to a monumental figure in U.S. history. Many people are surprised to learn that the Kennedy half-dollar has been minted every single year since 1964, even though it rarely appears in everyday transactions. From 2002 onward, the U.S. Mint began striking Kennedy halves exclusively for collectors, selling them directly through mint programs rather than releasing them for circulation. This move has kept the series alive while catering to a growing base of numismatic enthusiasts. In 2014, the U.S. Mint celebrated the 50th anniversary of the Kennedy half-dollar with special gold, silver, and clad commemorative sets. The 2014 50th anniversary gold Kennedy half-dollar, struck in 3/4 of an ounce of 24-karat gold, became an instant sensation among collectors, both for its beauty and its symbolism. The coin's enduring appeal also lies in its artistry. The obverse design by Gilroy Roberts was based on the official presidential medal of John F. Kennedy, while the reverse by Frank Gasparo drew inspiration from the presidential seal. The result is a masterpiece of balance and elegance, a coin that captures both strength and grace. Over the decades, subtle design modifications have occurred, but the essence of Kennedy's portrait remains unchanged. Even in proof and silver issues, collectors admire the mirror-like fields and frosted relief that enhance the aesthetic appeal of the design. Modern proof issues, especially those from San Francisco bearing the S mint mark, are renowned for their deep cameo contrast and meticulous strike quality. When it comes to size and composition, the standard Kennedy half-dollar measures 30.6 millimeters in diameter and weighs 11.34 grams in its copper-nickel version. The silver versions, 1964, 90% silver, and 1965 to 1970, 40% silver, are slightly heavier at around 12.5 grams due to the higher metal content. The edge of the coin is reeded, adding a touch of elegance and making it distinct to the touch. On the obverse, Kennedy faces left, with the inscriptions "Liberty" above, "In God We Trust" below, and the date beneath his profile. The mint mark, if present, appears below the truncation of Kennedy's neck, while the reverse features the heraldic eagle surrounded by the words "United States of America" and "half-dollar." The Kennedy half-dollar's market value depends heavily on year, mint mark, composition, and condition. Common copper-nickel issues from the 1970s onward are typically worth face value, but uncirculated or proof versions can fetch between $2 and $10. As we move deeper into the fascinating story of the Kennedy half-dollar, its journey from a memorial coin to a numismatic icon becomes even more intriguing, reflecting not only changes in American coinage but also shifts in the nation's culture, economy, and collective memory. The Kennedy half-dollar is more than just metal and minting. It's a living reminder of an era that shaped modern America, and over the decades, it has continued to surprise collectors with its rare varieties, hidden treasures, and incredible auction results. From its early years of silver glory to its later copper-nickel versions, each generation of this coin tells a story about American values, innovation, and resilience. What makes the Kennedy half-dollar especially captivating to coin enthusiasts is how it bridges the old and new worlds of numismatics. It was born during a time when coins were still made with precious metals, yet it survived into a modern era dominated by clad compositions and digital transactions. Even today, it stands out as one of the few large circulating coins still produced by the U.S. Mint, though mostly for collectors. Let's explore the fascinating range of mint errors and varieties that have elevated the Kennedy half-dollar into the realm of numismatic legends. Among the most famous is the 1974 D double die obverse, an incredible error that displays clear doubling in the inscriptions, "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." This coin, when found in high grades, can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its sharpness and condition. Another standout is the 1964 proof accented hair variety, which we touched upon earlier, but its significance deserves repeating, because it was one of the earliest test designs and is believed to have been approved directly by Jacqueline Kennedy herself before slight modifications were made for the final design. This variety stands as one of the most desirable proof coins in the Kennedy series, and collectors are always on the lookout for that distinctive extra hair detail. Then there's the 1964 SMS, Special Mint Strike, one of the greatest mysteries in U.S. coinage history. Only a few examples are known, with surfaces and strike characteristics unlike any standard proof or business strike coin. Experts believe these coins were experimental strikes, possibly created under the supervision of Mint director Eva Adams. When one of these 1964 SMS half-dollars appeared at auction, it stunned the numismatic world by selling for over $100,000, placing it among the most valuable Kennedy half-dollars ever known. But the rarity doesn't stop there. Some Kennedy halves were struck on the wrong metal planchets, creating extraordinary minting errors that command jaw-dropping prices today. One of the most well-known is the 1971 D struck on a 40% silver planchet, likely leftover from the 1970 production. Only a handful are confirmed to exist, and these silver 1971 D coins can fetch $12,000 to $15,000 depending on condition. Similarly, the 1965 Kennedy half-dollar struck on a 90% silver planchet meant for 1,964 issues is another prized rarity, often selling for thousands. Such coins demonstrate how even small minting mistakes can turn ordinary halves into valuable collector treasures. The 1966 SMS Special Mint Set coin also stands out for its high-quality strike and unique satin finish, making it highly desirable among mid-1960s issues. Another modern marvel is the 1998 S-Matte Finish Silver Proof, which was included only in the two-coin Kennedy collector set along with a Robert F. Kennedy commemorative dollar. With its distinctive texture and limited mintage, this coin has risen in both popularity and price among serious collectors. In the auction world, Kennedy half-dollars have repeatedly proven that passion and nostalgia can turn simple coins into high-value collectibles. The most expensive ever sold is the 1964 SMS Kennedy half-dollar, fetching a record-breaking price of over $108,000. Close behind are the 1964 proof accented hair varieties graded PR69 Deep Cameo, which have sold for $20,000 to $30,000, and the 1970 D and 1998 S-Matte Finish Silver Proofs that regularly command prices in the hundreds or thousands, depending on grade. Even modern coins can hold surprises. For instance, some 2014 50th Anniversary Gold Kennedy halves have sold for over $3,000, proving that this series continues to capture collector enthusiasm more than half a century after its introduction. The blend of history, artistry, and emotional symbolism makes every Kennedy half-dollar feel like a small monument in itself, immortalizing the ideals of courage, optimism, and service that John F. Kennedy represented. Beyond the high-value rarities, ordinary collectors love the Kennedy half-dollar for its beauty and accessibility. You don't need a fortune to start collecting them. Many examples from the 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s are affordable and easy to find, yet still carry that historical and patriotic charm. Coin roll hunters often enjoy searching through half-dollar rolls from banks in hopes of discovering Silver Clad coins from 1965 to 1970 or even the elusive 1964 silver version. It's a thrilling hobby that has turned many beginners into lifelong collectors. Moreover, the Kennedy half-dollar's large size and bold design make it ideal for display or educational use, teaching new enthusiasts about U.S. mint history and coin composition changes over time. Many collectors also appreciate the emotional connection these coins provide. Holding a 1964 Kennedy half feels like holding a piece of the 1960s itself, a tangible reminder of an era marked by both tragedy and progress. The Kennedy half-dollar also holds a unique place in international collecting circles. Outside the United States, it is one of the most recognized American coins, often used in jewelry, commemorative frames, and global auctions. For foreign collectors, it represents not just the U.S. presidency but the enduring idea of American hope and leadership. This global admiration helps keep demand for Kennedy halves strong, especially for earlier silver and proof issues. The coin's aesthetic appeal, its clean lines, balanced portrait, and classic heraldic reverse, transcends time, giving it a timelessness few modern coins possess. Even today, when you hold a Kennedy half-dollar under light, its gleam captures both artistic brilliance and deep emotion. In modern times, the Kennedy half-dollar continues to evolve. Since 2002, the Mint has primarily produced them for collectors, available through rolls, bags, and proof sets sold directly on the U.S. Mint's website. In 2014, the Mint celebrated the 50th anniversary of this beloved coin with an array of special releases, including a 24-karat gold version struck at the West Point Mint bearing the W Mint mark, a silver proof set, and a high-relief enhanced uncirculated issue. The anniversary generated massive excitement, and collectors lined up outside Mint locations across the country to purchase these limited editions. The 50th anniversary sets reaffirmed the Kennedy half-dollar status as one of the most emotionally and historically charged coins in American history. Today, the Kennedy half-dollar continues to be struck every year, even though it no longer circulates widely. For many collectors, assembling a complete set by year and mint mark is a lifelong goal, offering the satisfaction of holding nearly 6 decades of American history in one collection. Some go further, specializing in varieties, proof-only issues, or errors, creating deeply personalized and valuable sets. Thanks for watching.